I know I'm going live, but I figured, hey, why not? It's late, and I wanted to kind of share a little bit because, as you all know, on um, YouTube, I'm trying to share my journey with gastroparesis and everything else. And I'm going to be going to a hospital tomorrow in Minnesota for my gastroparesis. Currently, if you wonder where my fall button is, it is actually in the bedroom with my fiance who's sleeping. He's got to get up relatively early along with me. We have to get up at 7 a.m. so we can take this 4-hour drive and get to MNGI. Um, I believe her name, I think she's a gastroenterologist, but she also specializes with nutrition along with um, gastroparesis, knowing a lot about it. It's a motility hospital, basically, that specifically deals with somebody like me who is a 2B, um, that has to be internally nutritionalized, as I'll call it, because their stomach has problems with being paralyzed at times. Its motility is slowed due to, well, we don't know what caused my gastroparesis, so it's considered idiopathic. Now, I did have a stroke in 2021. I was attacked. We're gonna go into that. We'll just say that for now, because someday along this timeline in my YouTube journey, I will share to you what happened in 2021 that I know of, and as I know it as. So with that being said, though, I did have a stroke in between waking from life support um, in 2021. And about a year after is when I started to have an issue. Well, not a year, but into 2022, because July of 2021 is when I woke from life support and, was relatively doing okay. Then things just kind of started to fall down. And so it was more of like certain foods would just, the smell would even make my face start to, like, I would twitch. My nose would twitch, my face would twitch and become nauseous. Certain foods would just smell like they were rotten, like meat, for instance, like pork, a steak, hamburgers. John, my fiance, when he would go to Quick Trip, one of the gas stations that's around here, he would get those burgers. Well, they smelled like death. I mean, they didn't smell good, right? But it was the brain gut connection with me. And with gastroparesis, I think my body was just trying to save me from what my body would not digest. So I think, hi, I see that there's 8 people. Hello, love and light. I didn't even see you guys, but yes. Um, as I was saying, with gastroparesis, it's like your stomach is paralyzed in a way. It basically is, and its motility is slowed. And so what happens is it over a course of 4 hours, let's say, your stomach is supposed to be at least 90%, if not more, emptied, right? And you can Google this or you can look it up, ask doctors. But me, on the other hand, after 4 hours, after a gastric emptying study, which is the state of the art, one and only way of really diagnosing gastroparesis, my stomach had over 45%, about 50%-ish or more left. And so I had severe gastroparesis, diagnosed fully. I also have esophageal dysmotility, another comorbidity from this. I have an incontinence problem. I've had this now, though, for about 3 years, that problem. And we were trying to figure out why. And I also have a evacuation disorder going the other way. So yes, I have to wear Depends. I want to share that journey with you. But that's another thing. Gastroparesis is rare. We don't know where it came from. It could have been from my stroke. I'm 36 years old, almost 37. Most women don't, share their age, but I am. I'm going to put some skincare on while I'm talking to you all. I'm Kristina, by the way, Lundell, or Kristina Lund. That is my actual name. My fiance is sleeping. It's 11 something right now. It's almost midnight, I think. I can't tell. If you want to comment down below. I'll see your comments. I'm pretty sure I would. I'm hoping that I would. But I'm putting some, I don't like, this has like skincare in it, so, and my skin, because of the gastroparesis, also affects your skin, because of nutrition and malnourishment. And I'll show you my feeding tube site and all that kind of stuff, so if you really want to know more about it, ask questions. I'll tell no lies. But women, I want to share a little bit more about gastroparesis on that front too. Women are more likely to get it than men. They're 10 times more likely. And that's another thing. I'm just going to share what I'm using. It's Truly Matte by LA Colors. That's actually what I'm using right now. Just in case somebody wanted to know what I was using on my face. Because it actually helps me when I'm sleeping to kind of keep my pores okay. It's a matte version of this. And I have really, I'm actually very pale anyway, if you've not noticed. And that's another thing with nutrition. I was malnourished for so long. I'm actually a little heavier than I was before I went into the hospital to get my J-tube surgery on January 3rd of this last month. And my gastric stimulator. I got the Intera gastric stimulator put in. And I'm going to show that to you guys. Thank you for the likes. I saw that. Got 2 likes so far. I love you guys. I want to build. I want to build on this because, you know, and I don't exactly remember when Gastroparesis Awareness Month is, but I will figure it out. But, alright, so if I'm going to show this, I got to go like this. So that I can stand up and not show you guys too much, you know? Alright, so my dog is kind of in the way. Okay. Here we go. Now, I'll show you where my feeding tube is and the gastric stimulator site. Now, here we go. So, this is where the gastric stimulator is. This is my belly button. I'm very swollen. This is where my feeding tube is. Now, please, hey, everyone wears depends at some point, right? Anyway, so, but this is actually, I have the sticker here. And then this is where my feeding tube is. It's a J tube. This is a jejunal. So it goes into my intestines, my small intestine. And then this is where the gastric stimulator is. Now, it hurts. Right now I'm still healing. Still healing. Hold on, let me fix this for you guys. But yeah, it hurts once I get this to go the way I need it to go. We're gonna do this. Hold on. And trust me, I'm still learning how to like navigate using this, you know, using YouTube. I guess this will work for now. What's this? I wonder what this, retouch off, retouch on. Oh, I put retouch on. I like it. Kind of help my skin look a little better, because like if I turn it off, it's like you can tell my age, and you see my skin. How, wow, I never really realized that. Wow. Alright, anyway. But gastroparesis, now let's get back on track, shall we? So if anybody has any questions about the osteoporosis I also have, because I have severe, meaning I have to have shots that I give myself every day, subcutaneous, called Timloss. And yeah, Timloss is a shot. It's called Alberaparitide, and I have to give myself it for 2 years at least. I started it August 24th of last year, because it has a high rate of giving you bone cancer, so it's got kind of like a black box warning on it. So after 2 years, I have to stop it. And then I have to be on reclassed infusions to kind of help solidify it in my bones. I mean, obviously the severity of my osteoporosis, it's not really going to get any much better, but hopefully this works. We just don't know if it will. Because my endocrinologist is the one that put me on that. But yeah, so MNGI Mayo as well as St. Mary's, where I currently where I live in Wisconsin. There's the St. Mary's Hospital in Madison, Wisconsin. And so there's three different hospitals that I actually utilize, and all three work together, and that's what we're going to keep. I kind of think that, the power of three, if you think about it. And having severe gastroparesis, where you have to have a J tube like I do, feeding tube, which is connected. I'll show you what my pump looks like. Okay, so here's my pump. This is the Infinity. I run currently at 25 milliliters per hour. I'll actually turn it around so that people can see. So, hold on a second. There we go. So this is the Infinity pump, and right now I'm at 25 milliliters per hour. I could put it back up to 30, but right now my tummy has not been handling some things because I've been trying to learn how to eat certain ways. And then Longevity 1.5 is what I use. So, and then this kind of goes all the way down, and then it's connected here. And then this is where my gastric stimulator is. That's why I have a big incision scar right here, because I actually have a big bump right there. But yeah, and you can actually see the bump. Like when I go like this, I gotta push this up there, and then you'll see how it's like that big old bump. There you go. See a bump, big bump. Bubba's like, "What are you doing?" Yes, my baby. But yeah, so that's the gastric stimulator. Plus, another thing for you guys to understand is I'm neurodivergent, meaning I have ADHD, autism spectrum disorder, and stuff. So I'm kind of like, I can be kind of up and down with how I am. And, I'm not used to YouTube. I'm still kind of learning the land. I'm learning what things to talk about. What things maybe would interest you guys. So, but yeah, I have this stuff going on. And I'll tell you one thing, learning how to navigate life, having a J tube or feeding tube of any sort. I've had an NJ tube in my life. So having any of those things, and I want people to see the nitty gritty, see what it looks like, because if people are out there that have what I have, obviously, and they haven't had the gastric stimulator, because there's only 15,000 plus people in the United States that have this thing, so it's one of those things that if it helps you, hey, because it's helping me, like with nausea and vomiting. That's one of the main problem. It's hard for you to eat because your motility is slowed, that when you eat it doesn't go down and you get nausea and vomiting and all that. And the gastric stimulator that I got at the same time as getting a J tube, so it was a 4.5 hour surgery on January 3rd, and I'm still healing. I've gained a little bit of weight, but hi, whoever's shown up, hello. I've noticed the gastric stimulator does work. I've no nausea, no vomiting since I've gotten it. I have noticed night and day, like I actually feel hunger. In 4 years, I finally felt hunger. It's been weird, really weird. And it's nice, knowing that, this is working for me. But now it's just kind of being with the J tube, having the gastric stimulator, because what it has is it's like a pacemaker for your stomach, and that's why it's in here. And I have a bump, and it's about this big. It's about this thick. Hello, whoever you are. Hope you're doing well. I'm just explaining. I have severe gastroparesis and osteoporosis and more. So I am internally fed. I have internal nutrition. Anyway, I am just sharing my story. But the gastric stimulator has 2 leads that go from it, and then they go right into my tummy tum, into the stomach, inside. And what they do is they send electrical currents to your stomach, helping nausea and vomiting. It can possibly help motility, but it's mostly used to stop your nausea and your vomiting, to help you lead a better life and trying to eat. And so far with that brain-gut connection for me, this has really been a godsend for me. I gotta put my rings back on. Hold on a minute. I will be right back. I gotta get my rings back on. Almost forgot. Almost forgot my rings. Okay. Sorry about that. Almost forgot my rings. But anyway, so I gotta put my rings back on. Well, when I took my bath, and John was helping me, I always take them off. But anyway, so like I was saying about the gastric stimulator that I had put in along with my J tube, feeding tube, it's been night and day, and it's been helping me. So when you have a rare disease like gastroparesis, and hello to the 3 of you on here, welcome in. Please share and subscribe if you'd like. But I'm just sharing my wellness journey. I'm a singer-songwriter, but I'm battling something that's rare, and maybe whatever I can do can help somebody else out there too. You know, to be the best advocate, you know, because not everybody is the same who has this disease. So, but as I was saying, though, it's been a learning curve for me. And I'm 36, going to be 37 in July, and I never expected to realize that, hey, it's going to be, I never thought I'd have to tell myself you need to, like, watch yourself on what you eat. You have to, like, make sure your tube is flushed, make sure that, you know, all these different things that you have to, like, make sure you're doing right. And how you're eating, if you can eat by mouth with this disease, because some people really can't, you know, anymore. And so I sit here and go, like, you know, there's a lot that I'm happy about, you know, there is a lot, and there's a lot to take in. I mean, having a feeding tube is tough. I mean, I don't know if you know anybody out there that has one or had one, a G tube, GJ tube, NJ tube, where it goes into your nose, down through and down into your jejunum, through your stomach, or to have an NG tube, you know, things like that. Having these types of feeding tubes can be hard. You know, it's tough on your psyche. It's tough on your just everyday life. Hold on, gotta take some water. We're doing well though, everybody, tonight, wherever you may be. I have one of those circle cups. This one is actually Honeycrisp. I like it. It's pretty yummy. But here, I'll show you what the actual feeding tube looks like. So hold on a second. All right. So this. Once I get my blanket into a certain area, so I can show you. All right. So this is my feeding tube. Now, I got these really cute little pads. They got little butterflies on them. But this is my feeding tube. And then where my gastric stimulator is, that's where there's a big old bump, is right here. Now, that's the stimulator is what helps me not get nauseous anymore. Helps me to not throw up because of food staying in my stomach too long. What happens is my stomach is slowed because the vagus nerve is paralyzed in my stomach. It goes from your back of your brain, like kind of, and it controls the motility of your tummy and stuff. And it's a motility disorder, a motility disease. That's what gastroparesis is. It's stomach paralysis. And yeah, there's actually a shirt that I kind of want to get, and I thought it was so cool. I'm not used to, by the way, doing a YouTube, so if I seem awkward, I'm so sorry. I have ADHD and autism spectrum disorder, so I'm trying very hard to be used to this, you know, sharing myself. But, you know, going through all of this, it's been really tough and painful, and the last 3 years have been hell. And I've been a fighter through it all. And there's a shirt, like I said, I want to get, and it says, "My stomach may be paralyzed, but my mouth isn't." So I was like, right on point. I think that's right on point. But if there's anybody out there that really wants to ask me questions about, since, I've been going through this and had the gastric emptying study, which is the state-of-the-art actual way to diagnose somebody with gastroparesis. It's one of the only ways. Basically the only way. And every test I've had besides the gastric emptying study, which I've had, everything said, yes, you have gastroparesis. And I have it quite severe. I had over 45 to 50% left in my stomach after 4 hours. After 4 hours, you're supposed to only have, you're supposed to have like 90% of your food digested into your intestines. Mine was not. It was still in my stomach. I had at least almost 50% left in my stomach yet. That's why I get bloated. That's why I hurt all the time. I was getting malnourished as well because I couldn't hold foods, so I had to have my Ensure shakes all the time. I could only have liquids, pureed foods, which right now I'm still only able to really do pureed foods, liquids, some, like Italian ice. I can do some solids, just within reason, low fiber. I have to do dairy free because I'm lactose intolerant now. I have to be very well, I have to chew very well, make sure it's very well chewed. Constipation is a big issue with having gastroparesis. Bezors can happen. You don't die from the disease technically, but you can die from complications from it, like malnourishment, stuff like that. If you have to have a feeding tube like me, that can actually increase your mortality rate the longer you need one, like a J tube, for instance, like me. Now, I'll show you what the pump looks like and what my feeding tube bag looks like, along with my Jevity 1.5, which is the formula that is my feed. So here's what it looks like. Right here, I'm at 25 milliliters per hour. I'm going to bump it up eventually to 30 when we can, but my tummy hasn't been able to really handle it very well. So that is one reason why I need to sit sideways. Hold on, Bubba Dubbas. Bubba Dubbas. I serve as support dog, Bubba. And then I gotta put my heating pad on. So if you'd like you can, put a comment down below. I don't know if anybody's commenting at all. If you are, thank you, because I can't see it. Yeah, I am live. I know I'm live. I was trying to see if I could share it, but just in case. I might get some people off of Facebook, but I just want to talk, and I've already been live for about 23 minutes, so I just have to make sure that I'm, quiet and respectable, because John's trying to sleep and it's just harder for me to sleep. So, but I've talked a little bit about certain things, but I might reiterate a few things. Hello. I might reiterate a few things about the gastroparesis, so just let me sit sideways here, and hello. Whoa, sorry about that. I just have to move this over. There we go. My phone has issues sometimes trying to stay up. We're gonna get there. There you go. So anyway, yes. I'm Kristina Lund, or Kristina Lundell. Hello. You might be from Facebook. I've had a few people just off YouTube, but I finally decided to share it, because I'm gonna be going to bed pretty soon. But if you were not in prior to coming in now, I've already been live for about 24 minutes. I just wanted to see if there was other people that wanted to jump in. Right now my feeding tube kind of hurts just a little bit, but it's okay. I just have to kind of untighten something really quick. There we go. That's a little better. But anyway, so back to what I was saying. There is no cure for gastroparesis. So, and that's one thing that I've noticed, some people don't know. This disease is very rare, and many people nowadays have been, like, if you've noticed, there is a rise in individuals that are getting
Hello. Thank you for coming in. If you've noticed, you can look up for gastroparesis. There has been a rise in people being diagnosed with it. And the reason for that is some people are wrongfully diagnosed. And I have literal gastroparesis severe. And so some people just have other things that can present just like it. But there's only one definitive test, which is the gastric emptying study, and I've had two. I had a really, really high tech one done at Mayo in Rochester, and I've other tests I've had done as well, like the esophageal manometry test. I've had anal rectal manometry test. I've had many other tests that sound kind of funky. Um, so many to find out. And they tell you, you find out exactly that you have this rare disease. So it is very rare, especially idiopathic. We don't know exactly why I got it. It could have been from the stroke. Who knows? That I had in 2021. There's a lot of things that could possibly be, associated. I have found out in my own research that because I've had polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, as well as endometriosis and many other things. And many people who have actual gastroparesis have had that as women because women are ones that are more apt to be diagnosed than men. It's more common in women than men, but men do get it. Um, it's not a hereditary thing, I don't think. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. Um, Now, the severe osteoporosis, I got that from also being postmenopausal. I had to have a hysterectomy when I was 25. Yeah, I'm burying it all, ain't I? But I couldn't be on hormones because I'm a high stroke risk. So that's one of those things why I have my osteoporosis got really bad because not having estrogen and my bones needing, when you're a woman, and plus the gastroparesis caused my malnutrition. And so I wasn't getting enough calcium, and therefore my bones not getting what they need. Proteins and all that good stuff. So once I got onto the TIM loss by the endocrinologist, that helped. There's a lot, and so I want people to understand that they need to be more aware of this. Cancers are very prevalent out there. They know there's a lot of cancers out there that people are researching and everything. Like ovarian cancer has a lot of research, a lot of awareness for it. There's a lot of awareness for pancreatic cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer, so many reproductive cancers. There's so many cancers, lymphomas. There's so much research done. Now with gastroparesis, they're still researching a lot. And I'm technically going to be one of those ones that's researched as a person, as an individual, because I have a gastric stimulator. And I'm one of 15 plus thousand people that only have, there's only 15 plus thousand people in the United States that have this thing in their stomach that they put into me. Which, I mean, if you want to, you can look up Entera gastric stimulator, ENTERRA gastric stimulator. It's like a pacemaker. Again, it's like a pacemaker for your stomach. It has two leads that come out of there's like a little thing like this, about that thick, that big around, and it has two leads that come out like wires, and they go straight to your stomach. And what they do is they send electrical pulses to your stomach to help your stomach with no nausea and no vomiting for gastroparesis purposes only. They do other things for gastroparesis called a GPOEM or GPOEM. We didn't want to have to do something like that where they stretch out the bottom of your stomach. We wanted to try something else different first. If we ever have to go that route, we do. Hopefully not. But so far it's been night and day with this gastric stimulator. No nausea, no vomiting for me, so awesome. Having a feeding tube, the J tube, hello, having the J tube, it says January 3rd is when I have my surgery, so a 4.5-hour surgery to get the gastric stimulator in, as well as the feeding tube, and so I'm still healing, but it's getting a little better. And I'm surprised at how much I'm hurting. I think it's just... Come on, Bubba. I need you to move over. Just a little babies. Come on. Come on, baby. Alright. But, on that note, it's been 30 minutes. So, a 30-minute live. Might as well say goodnight. With love and light. And thank you for those who popped in. And if you want to subscribe to me, go ahead and subscribe. Keep a lookout for my next live. And I'll share with you what my appointment tomorrow at MNGI in Minnesota goes, how it goes. But like I said, I'll show you a little bit again how it's, healing. It's healing pretty good. Very swollen, but right here. So it's right here. Right now I have this tape here that holds this here, my J tube, and then the gastric stimulator site where the gold bump right here. But yeah. And yes, they're purple. My incontinence underwear. So, but anyway, I'm not afraid to share. I mean, hey, everybody's got disabilities, and I'd rather be candid about this because we need more awareness for gastroparesis. People are suffering out there with this disease, and yeah, hopefully, we can figure out things that help people. So, good night with love and light, and I'll keep you guys posted. Keep a lookout for my videos, because some interesting stuff's going to come out, I promise.